request in anticipation of going forward to Alberta Transportation with a unified voice.
Okay, all in favor? Motion carried. Okay. And now can I get a motion for option 2? So we rescinded the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did we do that one all at the same time?
Yeah, through the chair, I believe.
So we don't need two motions?
Yeah, the
We
second
just
part
need
of
the one.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're good. Thank you. Okay, so I guess Lindsay, maybe let us know when the next IMC meeting is. And I wonder if we could try and get it done a little sooner than later, being the transportation minister has waited for a bit now. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
I just have a question though. Mayor Harris, are we supporting consistent 80 kilometers from where it starts at 70 to the north all the way to the overpass? Or are we talking just that 100?
Where it starts at the 100 on the north side. So it ends through Crossfield at 70 and then it starts at 100.
Right.
So when it starts at
So
100,
we're
it
just
should
talking
change
about
to
that
80.
100 to 80. So that what we're really doing is expanding that because it goes 70, 100, 80, 60, right? So we're going to extend to the north.
So
the 80.
Yeah, 80 all the way south to the QE2 until it hits the 60. But 60 has to stay because that's
Yeah,
legislated.
but the 100
the
will
100
be
is gone.
gone.
Yes.
So we'll go 70, 80, 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to be clear on
Yeah, I think so. And I think it'll be safer for that interchange too on the corner.
Yep.
Good clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, mid-size mayor's caucus and a motion's required on this. We have, and I'll forward this to all of council. We've come to decision on the terms of reference for the mid-size mayor's towns caucus. The membership fee, it will be $250, so we'll change the motion to that. And any discussion? Any questions about the mid-sized towns mayor's caucus? Okay, it's just basically a secondary way of advocating for towns, just like the mid-sized cities. And they've made a lot of traction and getting more funding for their size of city. So we want to be able to do the same thing for towns of our size.
To the chair.
Go ahead.
And how much is this going to cost?
$250 a year.
Thank you.
Okay, any discussion? Would somebody like to make the motion?
Through the chair, I'll make the motion that council approve $250 for the mid-size mayor's caucus membership fee to be funded from the training and seminars account. And that council support Mayor Harris's name to stand on the executive committee for the mid-size mayor's caucus.
Okay, all in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Council reports. I have nothing to report.
Mayor Harris, I believe you wanted another motion that council support your name to stand on the executive committee.
She did it all at once.
Okay, sorry,
I think
I was.
that's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I think she did it all in one. So
I
that's
did.
fair enough. I have nothing further to report. Deputy Mayor Vang.
The only thing I have to report is I attended a meeting with acting CAO in Rough Nash to go over the agenda for this.
Great. Councilor Brennan.
On Saturday, I attended a library board meeting, and the main update is to do with Schedule C rates. From 2020 to 2022, there was 0% increase. In 2023 and 2024, the increase has been less than 1%. The board has approved a 13-cent per capita increase, 6.2. That increases it to 6.59 $6.59 per capita in 2025, and a 16-cent increase up to $6.75 per capita in 2026. And the library board levy is to remain the same for 2025 to 2026 at $4.50 per capita. More information will be sent out from Lynn, CEO, at a later date. It'll be coming soon. I was just emailing her. I can send that out prior, but I think it'd be a little redundant.
And they're looking for the changes for 2025,
In 2025, which changes?
the increases will
There's
be implemented in 2025?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for that, Councillor Brennan.
you bet.
Councillor Fox.
The only thing I have to report is we've been doing a little bit, Mayor Harris, to you as well, with the Recreation Board working on the new policies for funding.
True. Councillor Gustafson sends his regrets. Councillor Knight.
Got two things to report from the Mountain View Water Commission. One of them, I attended a meeting on January 24th, which was a strategic planning and consultation meeting in regards to the drought situation in Alberta. And then we also attended a meeting, Merrill Drivers and myself attended a meeting on Monday, February the 5th. The principle behind this drought committee meeting is the lack of moisture, precipitation, and snow from 2023 overall. I do believe we're looking for ways and ideas of all communities for the water usage they have, what businesses use the most water, and looking ways to do water saving options for all the communities. And it sounds like this is going to be something we're sort of the spearheads and stewards of this so far from all the water or all the other commissions right now. So we're looking at new ways just to look to the future. There might not be a drought this year, you never know, but just planning ahead for the future right now. So there'll be meetings every couple weeks for the next few weeks. So we get it all lined up. So pretty interesting.
Great. Well, thanks for you and Merrill for working on that, representing Crossfield. Councillor Lambert.
Nothing further to report.
Okay. Can I get a motion on councillor reports?
Through the chair,
Go ahead.
I motion that the council reports be accepted as presented.
All in favor? That motion carried. Item 7.1, Department Director Updates. Russ, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor Harris. Good evening, council. So in my report, I'll touch on a few highlights here. The first one, just wanted to provide a bit of just an overview of some of the grants that we've applied for and are waiting some feedback on. So we have applied for a Northern and Regional Economic Development Program grant. We've also applied for Canada's Summer Jobs Grant, the Tree Canada Grant, the Food Security Grant. That one will support the Fire Department Christmas Hamper Program, as well as we've applied for a Fire Services Training Program grant. In addition to that, actually just end of last week, we got notification from Alberta Health Services that AHS has provided some new funding support for partner agencies that participate in the medical first response program. So we have submitted our invoice to AHS for this. It'll be $7,751 for this year. It's not a huge amount, but it's a start. So they are recognizing that they do need to support municipalities who are helping them with the medical responses. So we are going to be getting a little bit of funding there. It's based on overall participation in life-threatening medical events as well as community size. And it sounds like it's going to be an annual funding stream. So
That's fantastic. And I think that there was a lot of that chatter at Alberta municipalities this year from many different sizes of municipalities. In fact, that probably was about half the resolutions that came forward was on this particular topic. So
good. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, like I say, it's not a real big chunk of money, but it's a start and it'll help with a lot of our some of our expenses for medical response.
Good.
Yeah. As Councillor Fox noted, we are preparing for spring recreation board funding, and with that, we are working on some updates to the recreation board policy. So that will be coming forward to council here, hopefully the first meeting of March. We're also reviewing and making updates to other policies and agreements, which includes library, rodeo grounds, Rockview schools, etc. I have a note in here that with the cold weather that arrived in January, we were able to get the ice into the outdoor rink, but since the last, we have since lost that ice because of the warm weather. So I'm not sure that we're going to be able to get it back in again. Just kind of depends on the weather we get here, but it's not looking promising. A new water fountain has been installed in the community hall here that has a bottle fill option, so that's nice. The ice plant replacement project is completed now. All deficiencies have been addressed. I've got a note in here that we're waiting final engineer inspection. It was completed on January 25th. And actually we've just recently received the final reports. So as soon as we get that last invoice for the engineering work, the project is fully complete. And we'll begin the final grant reporting. As it stands now, the project is well below the original $825,000 budget. So happy about that as well. And then the last thing I just wanted to note was we are going to be participating in a tabletop exercise with Rocky View County, as well as Bicycle and Irricana to go over emergency management response procedures, kind of based on a scenario that's going to involve the storm event that will affect all of our communities. So just some preemptive planning stuff that we'll be doing, and it will be held here at the community center with those with the 4 partner agencies. So that's
Excellent.
that.
Any questions for us? I have no questions. Just a comment. I think with the savings on the 825, whatever savings we have there, and maybe talk to Kinza, but I think it would be great to be able to put that into a reserve fund for future recreation, or even in a reserve fund for repairs to the arena specifically. Just so that it doesn't go into the.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Director of Operations, Meryl.
Thank you, Mayor Harris. Good evening, Council. Just to give you an update in the Development Department, we did a analysis of our building permits for 2023, and you'll see in 2023, we issued 136 building permits. That is a little bit lower in comparison to 2022, where we issued 152. As you know, the Dream Area Structure Plan amendment is coming back to Council. Administration is currently in discussions with the developer. Any new information regarding the proposed amended ASP will be brought before Council at an upcoming meeting. There is a growth and planning meeting scheduled for next week, February 13th. It's a secondary meeting with Council, and that is to discuss the growth and planning for the future of Crossfield. Development permits on December 14th, I attended a meeting with Collicutt Siding Golf Course in Rocky View County for discussions regarding the development of a future maintenance yard on the southern parcel of the golf course that falls within Rocky View County jurisdiction. First phase of the development will require stripping and grading, of which the golf course will engage with engineering services to prepare the required grading plan. I anticipate that that'll probably happen sometime in the summer, spring or summer. On December 15th, probably everybody already knows this already, administration set out a circulation for a Dairy Queen at 902-1002 Lot Avenue. On January 17th, the Municipal Planning Commission gave this application approval. The lot has been consolidated and building permits have been submitted. We anticipate that they'll be in the ground here in early spring, if not sooner. With the operations department, we have advertised for a heavy-duty mechanic operator 1 position. This is the second week of advertising, so we anticipate that we'll get a couple more applications here within the next couple of weeks. Many people may know that there was some grate damage on Railway Street. We had a heavy equipment vehicle drive until the grate, but it has since been repaired. The air makeup system at the operation shop is fully installed and ready for initialization. And I've provided you with a capital project update just on all the allocations that have been made for the 2024 year. And as you can see, we're exploring opportunities for some of the equipment, but we haven't started on a few of the other items, including the Westgate fence replacement and sidewalk replacement and asphalt overlay. The water wastewater department, we are also we have posted a water wastewater operator 1, and interviews have taken place. However, we are looking to post the position for a little bit longer just to get a little bit more interest. With the wastewater treatment and disposal feasibility study, we have been meeting with MPE Engineering, and we do understand that they are working with applicable agencies, connecting with relevant suppliers while evaluating local solutions. The timeline for completion is anticipated for March 2024, and we do understand that they will be coming to a future meeting here soon to give a presentation. As Councillor Knight has reported, on January 24th, I attended a a Mountain View Regional Water Services Commission with town water wastewater foreman Joe Holstein. It was a strategic planning and consultation meeting with the Water Commission, and discussion points were water 2024 for the drought committee, water restrictions, bulk water sales, emergency planning, water quality reports, and communication between the commission and communities. A technical committee was formed, and the first meeting took place on February 1st. Discussions regarding communication, collaboration opportunities, short and long-term planning initiatives, operations, conservation, and information sharing was had. The Mountain View Regional Water Services Commission is committed to sharing information following their meetings with the province and as it becomes available. We have confirmed that there is no drop in water levels at the plant at this time. Administration is awaiting to receive the Mountain View Regional Water Services Committee water policy so that we can evaluate and ensure alignment of water conservation methods are consistent. Currently, the town of Crossfield allows for outdoor watering between May to October on odd and even days. As Councillor Knight reported, a drought committee was formed and the first meeting took place on Monday, February 5th. To give you a quick update that mirrors Councillor Knight, a presentation was provided by Alberta Environment that spoke to the 2024 drought risk and management for the province. It was understood that the basins are in critical water shortage condition due to low rainfall and high temperatures over the past summer. El Nino has had an impact to the snow pillow in the mountains, and natural river flows are estimated to be lower due to low snow precipitation. In the next couple of months, Alberta Environment will be meeting with license holders to discuss options for mitigating drought. Member communities provided data to the Commission to show water usages during the month of June 2023. And a second technical committee meeting has been established for early March, so member communities can analyze the data and provide feedback to the Drought Committee for their consideration. And again, any new developments will be brought to Council for their consideration and information. I wanted to update Council on the effluent sale. So as you may remember, in December, the town entered into an agreement with a local oil company for the purchase of the town of Crossville wastewater effluent to use in oil field fracking drilling outside of the community. Selling the effluent to the oil field company provides a financial benefit for the community, whereby the funds are directed into a wastewater reserve fund. Additional benefits as less effluent is released into Nose Creek, which has a positive environmental impact downstream. I've provided a few pictures. It was actually CAO Barney and I visited the site and it was very interesting to see how the process works. And lastly, I've also given you an update on the 2024 capital project allocations, and there hasn't been a lot of movement yet. We'll get to it.
Thanks, Meryl. Any questions for Meryl?
Through the chair. Meryl, I just have a question. So if we do run into drought conditions next year, So when it comes to watering, like all our plants say on Railway Street and the cemetery and stuff, can we use any effluent water versus using fresh water?
Through the chair, that's a really good question. I'd have to take that back. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
I know that, we do provide water for the golf course, so that's a really good question. It's
Okay.
public open space, so.
I'm just thinking, because if we do tell our residents and our businesses they can't water their grass, but they see the town out watering the plants, we need to have a plan.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
just a suggestion. Yeah.
Good suggestion. Any other questions? Yeah, I have a couple, sorry, in advance, Meryl.
No problem.
We have a couple of businesses on the east side on Main Street that don't shovel their sidewalks. Is that something that we're addressing?
I would have to actually ask Russ Nash to answer that question. I'm not sure if that is on the peace officer's radar.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor Harris. I did discuss that with the peace officer, so
Okay,
he is
great.
aware of that, and I've asked him to stay on top of that. So
Excellent. And then just two other things, a couple other things on the snow removal. We are removing snow right when the street gets busy, like Main Street gets busy in the morning, starting at like just 7:45 or so, and then continuing till just after lunch. They're about 1-2 o'clock. And that's the really busy time. Is there any way we can have the crew start their shift earlier to plow the Main Street before the traffic gets on there?
I can definitely speak to the foreman, the operations foreman about that. The reason why it starts a little bit later is because we are required to clear off sidewalks and bulbs. So that's why it takes anywhere between 4 to 6 hours to clear the snow in the town's portion. So, and by blowing the snow onto the roadway, they can pick it up when they're out there with the grader. But I can talk to the foreman and see if we can get out there a little bit sooner.
Which leads me to my next question. I don't think that the businesses are doing their part in shoveling the snow right onto the street as directed a couple of years ago. I don't know if you recall when we talked about that. And I think we have sent them notices and everything else. I think originally we did it the first year. And then it became the business responsibility. And they were directed to shovel everything off onto the street. But is there a time on that? Do they have to shovel it by a certain time onto the street? Because it seems like that's not happening and they're just piling the snow by the trees instead of.
Yeah, so that was the requirement. That was the arrangement that we made, that they shovel it. I have seen some businesses do it. There are some that don't, and maybe that is something that we can revisit.
Yeah.
With the business owners individually.
Yeah, I'm just curious if we can just do a reminder.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. And you mentioned looking at the effluent pricing or the effluent selling it again in 2025. I imagine because water is such a hot commodity these days, and so is the effluent water, that we will be selling it for more than the $1 per cubic meter in the next contract.
That's what we're anticipating.
Okay. Perfect. I'm looking forward to that. That's it. I think that's all I had. Thanks, Meryl.
You're welcome.
Director of Corporate Services, Lindsay.
On January 2nd, the administrative office changed the hours of public access to 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Previously, we were closed during lunch, but now we're open. The town will complete a municipal census in May of this year, and staff have started to prepare for this and will be training in February. We are working towards the setup of eGov module for MuniWare with the anticipated start of April 1st. And we're also, I've also started working on eScribe, which is the council meeting agenda platform. So hopefully we can get that going with council soon. The fourth round of notices were sent out on January 9th to the remaining 61 residential properties that have not completed their meter replacement. To date, we've had 4 completed their meter replacement, and there's 7 more that have booked appointments. So we're slowly slugging along with that. For the 2023 interim audit field work, will take place in March, with the final statements planned to be brought forth to council during the April 16th council meeting. On January 2nd, 2024, a 12% penalty was applied to 78 accounts that have arrears for the current taxes, totaling $573,804.04 in arrears. This was down compared to January 2nd of 2023, with 88 counts and a total of $536,542.91 in arrears. And that's about it.
Thanks, Lindsay. Questions for Lindsay?
To the chair.
Councilor Knight?
Just one question, Lindsay. Did we post on social media or anything our hour changes? Just so that, did you know that we're open during lunchtime and that now?
Yes, we put it in the January newsletter. It was also on the website and
Yep.
also on Facebook. Yep.
Awesome, thanks.
And it's being utilized very well.
Yeah, and we've started tracking the front end girls. We have a tracking mechanism, but that we are tracking, like, when people come in, what their inquiries about, and so we can also see if it's repetitive people talking to 3 different people, or where if there's areas that need to be improved in that area. But the numbers weren't calculating properly, so I couldn't bring it to tonight's council meeting. So
Yeah, well, it's still new.
yeah.
And you're really tracking like how people visit the town, whether it's by phone, email.
Yep.
At the front office, all those types of things.
Yeah. And hopefully with eGov, we'll see a decline, because more people will be able to access order tax certificates online, do that, pay their bills, pull dog licenses and that. So we'll see that change.
So thanks, Lindsay. Question for you. In alignment with the e-scribe and that type of thing for presentations, will that align with having council chambers equipped with the presentation screen? And okay.
Yes, I'm working on that as well. I have them coming hopefully by the end of February. They have ordered all the equipment and everything. So I've set a date for the end of February to come and install it and that. So yeah.
That sounds great. I think that'll make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Especially for a lot of us who are half blind trying to look at the TV.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, and great job on the newsletter. It's looking good. All right. Thank you. If there's no other questions, can I get a motion?
Through the chair,
Go ahead.
move that the department director update be accepted as prepared.
All in favor?
Uh,
Motion carried. Economic Development Quarterly Update. Russ.
Thank you, Mayor Harris. Yes, I'm presenting this to you on behalf of CAO Barney. So touch on a few highlights from the update. The efforts of the town's economic development resource have been focused primarily on 2 key areas. One being the digital economy program, which is focused on providing training for digital services to our business community. Those educational opportunities support our business community in allowing them to improve their competitiveness in a digital world. And 2, chamber collaboration and business support. So the focus on collaborating with the Chamber of Commerce in efforts to support the local area business community. This work includes hosting events that respond to the needs of our local business community and strives to help them be successful. Some items that Norm has been working on. We've got a digital marketing workshop coming up on February 8th this week. It's a hands-on reels workshop designed to equip participants with the practical needs needed to create compelling business reels. As mentioned previously, we have applied for the Northern and Regional Economic Development Program grant. If approved, it we'll use the grant funding to enhance our investment readiness by compiling key information, identifying gaps, engaging key local area employers, and improving capacity to respond to opportunities. We'll also develop a land and building inventory, which will include data related to available land and buildings in town and the nearby region to support investment and attraction. Also use it to develop marketing materials that can be used to improve the town's economic development data on its website and make it data and tools like marketing collateral available for stakeholder use and for regional networking, and develop a placemaking initiative for Crossfield's downtown and entrance areas. Another big project they're working on is career fair coming up on March 27th of this year. It'll be the first annual career fair. The goal is to have 25 to 30 employers participate with an attendance goal of 350. Key focus for the event is to provide a good sampling of area businesses who hire trades, and as such, a number of businesses from outside of Crossfield have also been invited to participate. We've secured participation from several agencies as well as both secondary and post-secondary schools. Grant funding of $10,000 has been secured for the event through the Alberta Chambers of Commerce, and we are actively working on additional grant funding of $5,000 from the Jobs, Economy and Trade Ministry and their labor market funding grant stream to further offset costs of the event. And that's that.
Thanks, Russ. Questions for us? No, great. Good job securing funding and going after more.
Yeah.
I think the job fair is going to go over really well.
Yeah, I think it's a good opportunity, I think, for local students and residents. So
And I heard the marketing workshop is full. It was 20. I think that we're allowed and we're full.
we're full.
Yeah.
That's good news too.
Yeah, really good news. Excellent. Okay. Can I get a motion, please, if there's no comments or questions?
To the chair, I'll make the motion that the 2023 Q4 economic development update be accepted as prepared.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, outstanding items list. That you as well, Russ?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't scroll far enough down. Here we are. Okay, so there's one item on here that we would request to be removed. That's item number, item number 20, or 020, for the Alberta Transportation Economic Corridor speed limit letter, which we discussed earlier in this meeting, or council discussed earlier this meeting. That will go to the IMC meeting with Rocky County. The other items are still in progress. I don't know if there's any questions on any of those items.
Any questions for us on the outstanding items list?
No, it's nice to see that update and getting the report.
It's fantastic. Okay, if there's nothing, then can I get a motion?
Through the chair, I'll make the motion that item 020 on the outstanding items list be removed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Correspondence, we had a nice little Crossfield hamper program. Thank you. A few of the counselors went and helped out with the Christmas hampers. And as always, the town of Crossfield is a big part of that with the fire department, with the Christmas hampers and everything else. So they sent us a little thank you card, which Lindsay has put inside the agenda package. So that's great. So can I get a motion for item number 8, correspondence?
Chair, I move that the motion under information under correspondence be filed for information.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Upcoming events, programs, seniors programs. We have seniors indoor walking group 50+ Wednesdays, January 10th to Wednesday, March 20th. At the Crossfield Community Center from 10:30 to 11:30. Family programs, parent and tot play group, Tuesday, January 16th to March 6th. From 10:30 to 11:45 at the Crossfield Community Center. Saturday, February 10th, mindfulness journaling class from 10:30 to 1:30 at the Municipal Library. Monday, February 19th, Family Day Skate at the Pete Knight Arena. Tuesday, February 20th, Family Week Activity, Apple Creek Arcade. And again on Wednesday, February 21st Thursday, February 22nd, babysitting basics course from 9 till 4 at the Crossfield Community Center for ages 11 to 16. Tuesday, February 27th, Adulting 101 workshop on internet safety for youth in grades 6 to 9 from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Crossfield Municipal Library. And Recreation Board applications are due on March 1st. And that brings us to the end of the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Excellent. Thank you.